All right, so now that we got the really cringy intro out of the way, let's do some stuff with the truck. So I got some pipes. You saw the pipes. I got some turbos, and I'm going to be making some stuff in the truck. So what we're doing here, there's a hole, and you can see inside my hole there. Maybe I can even reach this. I'll show you what I did so far. So here's what I got. I have flex pipe, and I welded a V-band onto it. It's 2.5 inch. Come up out of the hole there. I put the V-band on because the turbo setup in the back here is going to be hard mounted to the frame and to the bed, and the engine is going to rock. So I wanted to add another flex joint there so I have some flexi flex. So point is, I'm going to come up, I think I'm going to do a 90 this way, 90 this way, 90 that way, and then straight in line with the turbos. And then on top of that, I want to do like some little, 90s or angles up. But that's not a hostage, guys. That's just a small human. So, and then I'm going to come up into the T4 flanges, and then I'll put the wastegate on the end, most likely. And then turbos will be mounted on top of the pipe, and then we'll do 90 out of the turbo to that side, so we can kind of distribute the gases. You see what I'm saying? Like, we'll come in this side, go through the turbos, come out that side, so it's not like flowing mainly through one turbo on one side. And then we'll wrap the exhaust back around, down approximately here on this side of the drive shaft. And then we're gonna go out to a full muffler. That's kind of the game plan. All right, so I guess I can give you a little update. So I got this pipe here, and this is what I'm gonna do for the turbo flanges. I'm just gonna go straight up. That should give everybody some anxiety, so we're gonna roll with it. Look at how much this warped just from welding this one right here. See that rock? Just like totally warped this whole pipe. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to cut these flanges back off, because this one was really hard to weld the turbo flange onto the pipe with it connected to here. So I'm going to cut these back off, cut the tacks off, weld all the way around the flange, and then tack it back on, weld it back to the pipe. So the way that I did these little notches here was I just used a Coors Light can, because it's like almost the same diameter of the pipe, and cut the can into a shape that I needed. And then I made the first one, so I actually used the bench grinder and got this thing to the right shape that I needed. And then I made a tape template that I was able to cut off and then wrap onto the other two pieces. And then I just used a marker and drew it out and cut it. So started with the beer template, went to the tape, made these, and everything seems like it's working pretty slick. So now I'm just going to cut these off and weld them, and then weld them back on. I'll come back after that. So the flanges are going to be offset from center, because I want the shaft to basically be in the center. That's where my reference lines are. So the shaft will be centered here, shaft centered here, and that's how it's going to come out from the backside, up, over, around, and then all the way over. And then I'm going to add like a 90 or something here, and then put the wastegate there. That's the plan. Let's get going. so I got the log here pretty much done and ready to mount some turbos on it. You got little rain boot boy. He wants to be in the shot. Sorry about that, guys. But so we got some welds there, and I'm ready to add a little bit of an extension on here because I gotta. All right, so essentially what I want to do, I'm going to add a little section on here because I kind of miscalculated where the flanges were going to be. I was kind of thinking center is where I put the flanges, but they're actually offset. So I wasn't really planning for that. So I'm going to add a little like 3.5 inch section here to connect onto that part and extend it out. And then these flanges will be in the right spot to center the turbos, and we'll get going on all this stuff. So I did kind of booger the inside of this. So I was starting to drill a hole because I had just a straight pipe, and then I built the flange standoffs, and then I was gonna like drill a hole and use a burr bit on an air tool to open up the hole, and then I was getting really frustrated with that. So instead of dealing with that, I just put the TIG torch on like 130 amps and blasted the inside of it away and melted it all. So that's where some of this stuff is changing color on the bottom side. But look, as I welded, you can see this whole thing turned into like a banana. And this was a straight, completely uncut tube. Just welding this section on here warped that whole part. So that's kind of interesting how much that warped. So banana, cray banana. All right, so here's turbo's all mounted. I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna start the truck, and I just have one bolt in each flange, and I have a beer can in the end of the pipe over here where I'm gonna put the wastegate later. And I just want to start it and see how they spin, if they spool, what it does, what it sounds like, if it does anything. No idea. So obviously there's going to be a bunch of leaks because I don't have everything tightened. I did put oil in the oil port, so don't worry about that. You guys that are really worried about like priming turbos and stuff, I guess that's a thing. So I'm gonna start it. Let's see what it does. Don't touch it. Yes, they were spinning a little bit. Oh, it's so funny.
Keys, please.
Alright guys, so here's the setup, and I'll just show you the little revs that I did. I just had one bolt in there, so this is kind of what happened to the turbos. They shifted a little bit, so it wasn't really good flowage. They're not really sealed. There's no exhaust housing on the back. So what I'm going to do probably is do the 3-inch 90s coming out, starting on that side. So basically all the exhaust gas, you could kind of tell in the video that when I started it, that one was spinning a little bit faster than say this one. So basically what I want to do is you know, I'm going to bring it over this way, and essentially the exhaust gas is going to be coming in there and coming out here, and hopefully evenly distributed between the three of them. And then I'll come back around this way and then probably down or back, but essentially I want to come right where my finger is, right there in front of this thing, and then we'll go down through the bed there and then go back to the muffler. So hopefully these things spool a little bit better. They're kind of slow, but it's kind of really hard to tell right now with them not really bolted down or sealed or anything, and a beer can plug over there. So kind of a half-ass first start, and not really any oil in there, just a couple trickles and a little bit of a rev. So exciting. Exciting either way. I'm kind of pumped with how this looks and how this is turning out. So this is fun either way. Like I said, guys, this is just a for fun project. See if it works. I know 98% of everyone seeing this is sure that it's not going to work. So it could be. It could be. But let's do it. Have fun. And thanks for watching. Have a good one. I don't know. Let's just try it. I don't think this has ever really been done before. There's a lot of twin turbo bed mounted setups and single turbo, but there's not really any triple turbo. So we're kind of doing something different, I think. Thanks for watching. There's my thumb.